Hello, everybody, and welcome. How are you? It's Monday. You have a hangover? Today is Cavs pregame show. We'll talk about the Browns as well. We always start out with the Browns because, well, they're Brownsing. So what else is new? We're going to add Bronk to the list of people who are joining us, and Tony the Calf is now in the house. Well,
Yeah.
Meh. Meh.
yeah, exactly.
Go
I
Cavs.
feel pretty much the same way. It's meh,
Meh.
meh.
Football to me,
Yeah, it's just
it's dead.
so.
Yeah.
I was just reading Kevin Stefanski's presser today,
Oh no.
and it is interesting. I'll start out the program actually the way I intended to, rather than just freelancing completely. Was the post-game press conference with Jameis Winston was a little different. He wasn't up there waving his arms and talking about the Lord. He looked like a guy who just got benched, and you get an idea that there's two different guys here. There's the one who's the fake religion guy, and there's the other one who, when under questioning and direct fire, gives up some very interesting comments. The biggest one was the one interception that he threw when we were moving the ball down the field with intermediate passes. And I don't know if it's Ken Dorsey or if it is Kevin Stefanski, who's the premature ejaculator in the bunch. But what's wrong with continuing to throw intermediate passes and work your way into the end zone? You're down 21-7. You go ahead and you get to 21-14. Your defense has been stopping them. And the interesting part was that, Mahomes ended up getting hurting his ankle. So you would have had a backup quarterback in with a chance with one possession to get down the field again. And instead, it was all or nothing. And the play resulted in an interception in the end zone. But the thing that was interesting was that if you listen to Jameis's comment, he said, the wrong guy thought I was throwing to him. And I'm like, explain that to me. And then I looked at the play, and why are there two receivers in the same back of the end zone? Doesn't that make it a lot easier to defend a play? And if a guy was the wrong guy, was he even supposed to be there? The wrong guy thought I was throwing to him. Basically got in the way and dragged his guy in and yada, yada, yada.
Wow.
First of all, it's an ill-advised throw. Second of all, it's an ill-advised play call. Third of all, it's another breakdown mentally. If two receivers are in the same part of the end zone, you get sick of this shit. You really do. It's like they just can't do anything right. It's like they've never practiced or played football before. They're like the bad news bears. It's
Wow.
just terrible. And what Stefanski, they're bombarding him, I guess, with questions about Jameis Winston, whether and it's funny what he said about Nick Chubb. Yeah, he'll bounce back and he'll attack his rehab. Well, why don't you go through that, Kevin? Why don't you go through two major surgeries on your knee and then break your foot? He always he bounces back. He's nothing more than a pawn. And you know something? If he is a smart fellow, he'll walk away from this being able to walk, because he ain't going to be able to walk later in life the way things are going. And this nonsense of, of course he'll be back. It's like, I would urge with all my heart that Nick Chubb retire, because it's going to be nothing but a series of this shit over and over again. And whether he can gain 10% more, 20% more isn't even the issue at this point if you have a hair of humanity in you.
Yeah.
And it really bothers the hell out of me. We'll just assume he'll be back because he's just a pawn, you know? He gets hurt, we just put Ford out there. Ford gets hurt, we put Strong out there. Strong gets hurt, I don't know.
James Prochet.
Yeah, we'll find somebody to put in because there's always another guy who's willing to have his body broken. But that wasn't really what I wanted to get at with.
I don't even want to go there with.
No. What are you going to do at quarterback against the Bengals? We're still putting this game. Yeah, we're still putting this game to bed. So anything related to Cincinnati, I'll update you guys as we get into the week. Well, let me explain something from a strategic perspective, Kev. You got two choices. You got Jameis and you've got DTR. Neither of those even concerns the Cincinnati Bengals to the smallest degree. Here's something else I'm going to say. And this will tell you just how badly off the team is. If I were Stefanski, I'd start Jameis Winston. And the reason is there's a chance. So there is a chance. There is a chance they can put the ball in the end zone by making downfield throws. You're going to put up with 3 interceptions.
Or Jerry Jeudy, maybe.
Yeah. But there's no way the DTR can even get the ball down the field to Jerry Jeudy. He has no fucking arm. He has no fucking speed. He has no size, and he has no business being in the NFL.
Oh, and he has no vision downfield either, man.
No.
He don't know where anybody is.
There's no reason to play this player. There's no reason to start him. There's, it's not, well, we have to see, what we have in DTR. I know what we have in DTR. He's unable to get this job done. Maybe a really nice guy, nice to eat dinner with, has a cute girlfriend. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
the whole thing with DTR that annoys me is that he had one halfway decent preseason game 2 fucking years ago against third-string scrubbers from some godforsaken team like Jacksonville or the Giants or whatever. And then everybody's been sort of half on this DTR shitty bandwagon. When he got his chance to start, he got his ass raped. So,
and that's what will happen again. And he'll get hurt anyway because his body isn't built to take this kind of punishment. And he didn't do anything in the offseason to get stronger either. So he's obviously not motivated. So I would play Jameis Winston for the rest of the year. And the reason is
until he gets hurt.
No. I mean, you're not going to bring him back next year. But if you have any decency, you give him a chance to show if he has something that somebody will at least give him a job next year because he has filled in. Yeah. And to be honest with you, tank. And I know that you're going to say, well, with DTR, we can definitely tank. Yeah, but then we have a problem. Then it's Bailey Zappi time. And if you're going to, I suppose if you want to lose the rest of your games, you can go with DTR and Zappi if you want to do that. But don't pretend like, we're keeping our cards close to us so nobody looks over our shoulders.
Scare the Bengals.
We can't let them see our cards.
Yeah,
and it's for God.
Can't tell the Bengals who we're going to start. That might, tip the balance of the game. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just dumb. All
it's
right, here's the question.
Isn't it, man?
When we talked to Jameis Winston after the game, we went over some of the interceptions, and the one went off of Nick's hands, and then he described what happened with the receiver, thinking he was throwing it to someone else on 3rd down.
No, I didn't see the play, so I can't comment.
Yeah. The question is, do some of those things factor into your decision on what you're going to do? And then also the fact that a guy like Jerry Jeudy has absolutely flourished and thrived with Jameis, would that be another thing you take into consideration? And here's the answer. I think with any decision, Mary Kay, you take everything into consideration. Mary Kay is an idiot. She's a vegetable. She has water on the brain. She is limited. And the fact of the matter is, Jerry Jeudy is open in the middle of the fucking field. Any strong-arm quarterback who has experience will get the ball to him.
Yeah.
It isn't Jameis Winston has some magic with Jerry Jeudy. No. Is that DTR can't get the ball to him in time, and neither could Deshaun Watson. Okay. Correct. Why don't we just admit the truth? Watson's arm's gone, and DTR never had one.
Yeah.
My God. You know, DTR is the Eli Morgan of quarterbacks.
Eli Morgan. Oh, God.
He has an off-speed pitch.
Wow.
But with Jameis's interceptions, does he have a point? Some of them have gone to Elijah Moore, where Elijah really hasn't done very well on jump balls this year, per se. I think he's way up there in terms of passes intended for him. How do you feel about Jameis's interceptions in total? And that's still Mary Kay asking that question. So let me put this the right way. You're not supposed to have jump balls in any sport but basketball, Mary Kay. All right?
Yeah.
You're in the wrong sport to begin with. Second of all, jump balls is really one-on-one and having the physical strength to be able to wrestle with the defender and box him out to get position to catch the ball. Does anybody think Elijah Moore? Not even the Lord thinks Elijah Moore can do anything but go down when one finger tackles him. This guy's a bum. He is an absolute bum. And why he is still out there playing, the only thing I can think of is that Thrash still doesn't know how to line up and to turn around and look for passes. I've never seen such a forlorn back end of wide receivers. We're bringing up Michael Woods for like the fourth time, it seems to me.
Michael Woods the fourth.
Yeah, right. Just make it all stop.
James Crochet. He's my man.
They can't find anybody else. Like, isn't Cindric Steptoe still around or something like that?
I don't know.
Muhammad Massaquoi.
Yeah, but I mean, those people caught passes. Elijah Moore, I don't know what he does. They give him the ball on the end around. He stops running and he's tackled in the backfield. They use him in these incoherent plays in which he's supposed to be, it's like they think they're giving the ball to a game breaker. It's like running a Statue of Liberty play around Elijah Moore. And for God's sakes, the guy is slow. And he runs bad patterns and he doesn't have good hands. Yeah. So basically, let me rephrase Mary Kay Cabbage Head's question. But with Jameis's interceptions, does he have a point? Some of them he has thrown toward Elijah Moore, but Elijah hasn't done shit to catch the ball this year. I think he's had more passes thrown to him that he doesn't catch than anybody on the team. Really, Mary Kay?
Wow. That's insight from her.
Yeah. As a coach who's been around quarterbacks basically your whole career, what teaching points could you give a quarterback to be more careful with the ball?
Teaching points.
Thank you, Jeff Shudell. I mean, come on. You can whack his PP 30 times after the game. What kind of a stupid...
Oh, you need to say that in somebody else's voice, but I can't think of the right voice to use for that. Teaching points.
What voice?
You need to use like a celebrity voice for that, but I can't think of the right one.
Well, use it for what?
The phrase teaching point. using the words teaching point, like
Oh.
Casey Kasem or
No,
somebody.
no, I'll tell you who would,
Who would be do that?
Okay, here we go. This is going back before the time of most of our viewers, but I'll do it
Good.
anyway. All
Yeah,
right.
because we're old.
Professor Kingsfield from the paper.
Yes.
That would be the
Yes,
voice.
Yeah, okay, good one.
Okay.
When he speaks, people listen.
As a coach who's been around quarterbacks basically your whole career, what teaching points can you give a quarterback to be more careful with the ball? I mean, it's such an inane question. It's like the guy's 30 years old. He's been throwing the ball away his whole career. None. There's nothing we can do. We got him on the roster. We got to get him off the roster. Next question.
Here's a quarter. Call your mother. Say you're not going to be a coach in the NFL ever again.
Hey, there's Chad. How you
Yeah,
doing?
all right.
WRX
Yeah.
Chad, one of the original viewers of the podcast.
He's tall. He's like
Hi
a
there,
foot
how are
taller
you?
than I am.
Yes, that is Tony the Calf. He's an older and
He's
wiser
an older
calf.
Yeah, he's more cow than calf now.
Yeah, he stays awake during blowjobs now. He is a man. Yeah.
Good.
Bundle
Chad, you should get in on
Rooski.
Bumble,
Oh,
Bumble
that
Rooski.
fucking commercial.
Oh, God
That's so
almighty.
annoying.
And you wonder why they're having offensive problems in Kansas City. It's like,
They're too busy doing commercials to fucking run a football team. I said the Chiefs would play down to our level, but I haven't watched the game. So, but they do that every fucking week. So,
and here's Tony Grossi's great. Here's his question. You ready?
Wait for it.
Isn't Tony Grossi the one that was caught masturbating in the announcer's booth or something like that?
Oh, I have
Or
no
no,
idea.
no, Terry Pluto.
He's a schmuck, though. He's godly knows. He's been around forever, and he's a schmuck. Here's the question. You're not going to believe this one either. This is the kind of questions we get. When you say you're ultimately going to do what's best for the team, do you mean this week or for the team in general?
What? What does that even mean?
Well, why are those mutually exclusive? I'm getting a cramp in my hand.
Oh. We have the worst. Not only do we have the worst football team, but we have the worst fucking local media. God damn it, covering them.
Then he follows it up with, and I'm talking about the quarterback situation. Isn't it time for you guys to make some decisions about rebuilding this thing for next year?
What does he want them to say?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
He goes, yeah, I think my focus, Tony, whether it's the quarterback position, it's really any position, constantly trying to do what I feel like is best for the team right now for this week for Cincinnati. That's really where our focus is. Oh, day. Yeah. You can ask me angrily. You can ask me any way you want. I'll give you the same fucking answer every time.
Yeah.
It's like, if you found out one of your players, Kevin, was butt fucking your wife, how would you handle it differently in the locker room? Well, my focus is still on Cincinnati, not my wife being ass fucked, right. Okay? Yeah. Let's be clear about this. We take this 1 week at a time, and I don't know if she's going to be butt pumped the week after or the week after, or if it happened the week before. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to the actual question now. Quarterback's not the only position. We don't have any running backs. We don't have any wide receivers. We don't have any healthy offensive line. We don't have any healthy tight ends. We don't have any healthy kickers. We don't have any healthy linebackers.
Nobody talks about the physical preparedness staff of the Cleveland Browns. Nobody, every year it's the same thing. Nobody gets better. They get worse in the off season. And by the time they start practicing, they missed games in the beginning of the year. It's unbelievable. It's just like the Cavaliers training staff. Who are these people? For God's sakes. I mean, how many ankle injuries can you have?
Oh, there's like about 8 of them now in the Cavs, isn't it? It's just like unreal.
Well, all you have to do is introduce them to what LeBron James does.
Yeah, the yoga and the stretching.
That's right.
Ballet and all that.
And
Yeah, I know that.
for flexibility, but no,
Yep.
no, not going to happen.
I had a broken ankle not all that long ago, so goddamn it, with 2 pins, and the ankle that is broken with the 2 pins, and then it's stronger than the other one. So,
And
there you
here's the
go.
next question. We talked to Nick Chubb last week, and he said he's not close to shutting it down. But was there any conversation that he would have been shut down somewhere in the next 3 games? In other words, is there some more bad news we can give Nick now that he's crippled? I mean, what? Why? And so they answer, no. That was the answer. It was the big topaz. No. And
He's
then,
lucky
you
he's
want to
still
know
got
what the
left
follow-up
leg.
question was?
Oh God, no.
Why not?
Really. Why not?
The press is getting surly here.
Oh man.
We have the worst media ever. Wow.
And then the answer to that, when he says, why not? Stefanski says, am I allowed to answer your question with a question? And the reporter says, yeah. And Stefanski says, why?
Why?
This is a press conference.
You know what? They should just
Man.
come on our show and come on here and we'll ask them questions.
And
It'd
this
be
is
better.
Tony Grossi again. I mean, he's brain damaged, and so, and then he follows it up again. He goes, he's been through so much. Wouldn't just to refresh his knee as long as you could be in the best interest of him? Yeah, I understand what you're asking, Tony, but what I would tell you is our guys are competitors. They're here to play. Wait a minute. What would be the song that would represent Kevin Stefanski? So he would sing this song whenever he had a question to answer when he really wasn't going to answer the question. What would be the most mindless song for him?
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Yeah,
never gonna run
he could
around.
rickroll them. That's good. You see?
That's off the top of my head. Maybe
At first, I was afraid. I was
petrified.
I will survive. That'd be fucking.
Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Oh God, I still have fear of that whole thing. It was like watching a British Howdy Doody marionette dancing to a song. I can't live with that.
He was the T-boy at Stock Aitken and Waterman. They just gave him a chance out of nowhere.
And here's the next question. Just remember, it's all in punctuation marks, okay?
Okay.
All right. I know Dorian Thompson-Robinson last night said he had a package.
Lucky.
You need to do that with the New York guy. The New York guy needs to say that one.
I'll tell you something. I got a package right here.
In my
Okay.
trousers.
I know my package. I don't think Darian Thompson, I don't think he knows his package. I don't think he knows what to do with it. Believe me, you want penetrating offense. I got that in my trousers. A trouser trout. That's what I got.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, y'all want me to keep doing podcasts. This is what you're stuck with. You know, why do they even have these goddamn pressers? Why?
Oh, there's no point. There is absolutely 0 point to it. Except for comedy fodder the next day for us. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then, hey, Kevin, again on the quarterback decision situation. He said, shut up. Shut up. Drop it already, please. I have nothing more to say about that.
Hey, Hoinsey.
Oh, God. Or I think that would be the other voice, not Christopher Walken, by the way.
Yeah.
Not Christopher Walken. But no, to go overly simplistic, you know, I keep telling you in every one of these things, that I'm not going to give up any information, and I'm going to come out on Sunday, and I'm going to put a bunch of shit players on the field. And you're never going to know why. And you're going to ask me over and over again and say, dear Casey, why do you keep playing Jameis Winston? And the answer is because it's better than playing, never going to give you up.
He's number one with a bullet, Jameis Winston.
Oh, my God. No, the CEO from United Healthcare.
Oh, he got one in the back. Wow.
Number one with a bullet, United Healthcare. Well, he fell face first, and I think that's like the thing to remember. It's like,
Oh, he must have fucking damaged the sidewalk doing that.
Well, the damnedest part of it is his family couldn't get coverage on this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the life insurance company has a real dilemma now. Yeah.
All right. At this point, are you willing and able to rule out JOK for the rest of the season? I don't have an update yet on Jeremiah, but I will update you guys when I fucking feel like it.
I think you should ask the questions in the Dwayne Stat voice. I think that's the one I want to hear them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it over to, okay, the next question.
You guys have talked a ton, Kevin, this year about the pre-snap penalties. I know that's been a point of emphasis for you guys. What has prevented that message from getting through the thick fucking skulls of from getting through those mistakes? And they are still persisting to this moment because they can't line up at the water cooler.
I mean, have you ever in your life seen a team that doesn't know how to line up consistently?
Wow.
Game after game after game? No, but we can do that next, Chad. Here we go. For a long-term viewer, the next question. And then I guess the silver lining from yesterday. Wait, I'm dead. I forgot.
He's dead.
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy.
Got to 1,000 yards. Obviously, for the first time in his career, because he sucked before this. I know I asked you a couple of weeks ago about what you envisioned with him, and you told me that son of a bitch wants to sleep with my wife. And that's not the envisioning that I had in mind. I have a question. Could you find a white guy to be a wide receiver? Why do we have to continue to put up with somebody like Elijah Moore when we could have a white guy out there who has better hands and remembers what route to run?
Yeah, bring back Milt Morin.
Milt Morin.
Milt Morin.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm laughing too hard.
It's really very, very difficult to.
You can't take this seriously.
No,
you cannot take any of this seriously, man.
Yeah. With Nick out, what do you guys hope to see from Jerome Ford over these last 3 weeks? I mean, it's like. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a straight line and see if he can walk that straight line, because that's the only way he can move. If he tries to move sideways, he gets tackled in the backfield. I don't know what Jerome Ford is, a Ford in a league of Maseratis, and that's the problem.
He's just bad.
I swear to God, when he starts out going wide, you can literally see that split second where he goes, yeah. You can see it. And by then it's too late.
All right, I got a serious question. Should I watch the 40-minute highlights of this game?
No.
Or the 10-minute highlights of this game?
Yeah, you can watch it for a good
watch
laugh.
the 10 minutes of the game. All right.
Oh, here's a question. Going back to the quarterbacks, over the last year, you've seen Dorian more than we have. Just in practices and stuff, have you kind of seen him grow in those moments when we're not privy to see it? I'll tell you, Dorian, like a lot of young players, Ashley Bastock,
Wow.
continues to use all of his reps. I noticed that you're starting to show your breasts on the video more. Good for you, Ashley. That's the way to move up in sports television.
It is, man. Yeah, Aaron Andrews isn't getting any younger.
No. I don't even want to think of the stalker photographing her through the door now.
Yeah, that was years ago, man.
Now it would be like,
long
it's
time ago.
Slinky,
Yeah.
it's Slinky. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Please make that stop. Somebody is at. Why is
Somebody at your
my
door?
doorbell?
Oh no, Candygram, Land Shark.
Hold
The
on.
UPS?
Hold on a sec.
Have him come on the program.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, call the postal
Oh,
service.
okay. God, that was my wife. I
should-
thought I locked her out.
You should have let him on the program. I think one time you had one of your builders come on the program and say hello or something.
Oh yeah, if there's
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
who happens to be working here like an air conditioning guy, yeah, he comes on the air with me. He becomes my
Yeah.
sidekick.
Yeah, I think that's been a while, but yeah.
No, Ashley Bastock is not a man. For the record, she is not a man. And they are prettying her up, which is a smart thing. I wish
They're
they
working
would
on
do that with Serena Winters on the Cavaliers broadcast. Instead of that hair going back, it makes her look like some kind of an insect, with she's got the big forehead going on,
She's got kind of that nerdy thing going on that maybe they can, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she's all right.
Yeah, Kevin, I wanted to ask you about the special teams.
Yeah.
Corky, we
We
Corky
fumbled
for the
another one.
question. Yeah. Hey, Kevin, I want to ask you about the special teams.
You have no kicker and no punt returner.
This is so politically incorrect. I can't begin to tell you. Yeah, you've had so many issues with that unit this year, not just from a kicking standpoint, but catching the ball or returning the ball or doing anything with the ball. What has led to the drop-off there, and how disappointing has that been for you week to week to continue to have those struggles? Well, Daryl Reuter, that's the name. And you
We'll
watch
come to your house.
past career go down the drain. Daryl Reuter. Okay. So, Daryl, you're trying to affect the game in a positive way on special teams. And certainly our return phases are setting up our offense with good field position. That's the thing with special teams, is you're talking about points and field position, two things that are obviously very important to winning and losing. So disappointed with some of the players that have happened in our punt return in particular. We need to be better there. Obviously, turning the ball over is really disappointing and not something that we can do when you're trying again to set the offense up. That didn't even answer anything. What I want to go for the balls. It's like, you can't hire a guy named Bubba. Okay? Do you understand that? Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Bubba Ventrone.
And I know you want these players to take it 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time, sweet Kevin. Big picture wise, though, for them, how critical are these final 3 games?
How critical. How many people are going to show up and watch these final 3 games?
And then the answer: I think every game is important, Daryl, and every sperm is sacred.
Yes.
Every
Every sperm. Even Topaz is leaving now. He's had enough.
No, this show.
I'm getting out of here. This is embarrassing me.
Oh, how are David Njoku and Cedric Tillman coming along? Are you optimistic they'll be able to play in Cincinnati?
No.
I'm hopeful, Mary Kay. They're both getting better, but we'll have to see this week and how it plays out. I mean, do you really think that Cedric Tillman's going to help? It's like, no, the other way, Cedric. Yeah, you're going the wrong way. Oh, please.
Do they still have Dante Foreman or whatever the fuck his name was?
No, he's been inactive. He's on the inactive list. He's not good enough to play on game day. Can you believe that?
Well, no, he made the comment that he was just wanted to get it on film so some other team can find it. So he was done after that. Jimmy Haslam was having none of that.
He told the truth. He fucked up. He told the truth.
Let's see what this is. If they can't play, obviously you guys struggled with getting any production out of most of your receivers except for Jerry Jeudy. Do you have other thoughts, plans, or ideas on what you can do to generate some more production from the other players? Certainly we have to, Mary Kay. And I this just goes on. There is a way. There is a way.
Okay.
And you get a hold of the underperforming guys who are lining up wrong, the wide receivers who don't know a pass is being thrown to them, and you grab them by the arm and say, look, you motherfucking cocksucker, I'm the coach, and you're never going to play again if you do that again. Sometimes you just have to put the whip down. And whatever the approach has been thus far isn't working. No. Yeah. Myles Garrett said he was going to see the eye doctor today. Do you know what the result was? I believe 20/20 vision. But that funny
They
little
prescribed him clear eyes.
the very bottom line, which means he wasn't 20/15. What?
Clear eyes.
Yeah, clear eyes. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for that. Ron Shane, can someone please fire someone? All right, Ron, you're fired.
Yeah, get out of here.
Please think of the children.
I don't know. Somebody's going to lose their job for sure. But what a wasted press conference that was. So at any rate, I did want to point out a few other things that are NFL oriented. If you're the Detroit Lions and you were looking for a week of hope instead,
In a week of nope.
No. Their running back David Montgomery is now out indefinitely after suffering a sprained MCL, and he's one of several key players who were hurt on Sunday, including several key defensive players, including starting tackle Ali McNeil from a torn ACL ending his season. Starting cornerback Carlton Davis III suffered a fractured jaw in the loss and will undergo surgery, and he'll be gone indefinitely. So it goes.
Wow.
The Lions also lost cornerback Khalil Dorsey to a season-ending ankle injury in Sunday's game. So, it's never easy. They're the miracle team this year. Not anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain. Why was he still in the game?
Exactly. It was the Browns, for God's sake.
Why was he scrambling around trying to buy time when he could have just fallen to the ground? I have no idea.
So what time in the game did that happen? Because
there was the second to last possession, and
fourth quarter.
Carson Wentz should have been put in the game because the game was over. The Browns were just committing one atrocity after another. There was no way they were going to come back and win. Why was Mahomes still on the field?
Wow.
And the reason was it was a fumblerooski.
Bundlerooski.
God almighty. So bad news for Lions fans, and I feel sorry because I wanted to see them do well, but now it looks like the worm has turned on them. Oh my God. Three big takeaways about the Browns game from clevelandbrowns.com.
Oh God.
Turnovers played a critical role.
Gee, Tennessee.
Tennessee. You got to do it right. Do a good Chudley. But could you do Tennessee tuxedo?
God, it's more like
I'll tell you who it was. It was Don Adams who did.
John House, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chumley.
Agent 99.
No, 86.
86 and 99.
99
Chumley
was the
wasn't
woman.
that wasn't Myron Cope that did Chumley.
I guess. Earlier today, I'm driving. I took my wife to her doctor's follow-up appointment. It's like doing stupid voices, and she brought up Red Fox, and so it's like,
you big dummy.
This really hurts my voice to do this.
You big dummy.
That's not bad.
Let me tell you something, you big dummy. You get the fuck out of here, or else I'm gonna kill you.
That kills my voice.
Yeah, it kills your voice.
God.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that on I'm gonna save it on my Go XLR here, and so every time,
so you pot it up and then play it when you need it.
whenever there's an answer by Kevin Stefanski at a press conference,
You big dummy.
Oh wow!
I wish I could do Aunt Esther too, not do her like that. That I don't wish on anybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know you could do. You could do James Earl Jones, who is dead this year.
Yeah.
Very dead.
Visiting Jimmy Haslam the night before Christmas, and Jimmy Haslam was Scrooge, but James Earl Jones is a ghost.
This isn't CNN.
Yeah, when he died, I felt like a piece of me died.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it did.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It's no fun, I mean, Red Fox is dead too.
They're all dead.
Yeah. I guess in the end, he couldn't be salvaged. Is it?
Boom.
That one just went by. It went by everybody very quickly. All right, let's talk the Cavs.
Let's
Cavs
talk
are coming
Cavs.
up at 7:30.
Who's playing? Who's still healthy to
the
play?
Brooklyn Nets. Now, this is interesting because the Brooklyn Nets have some legitimate scorers. The good news is they're not playing. All right.
They're not playing, huh?
You got Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson will be playing, but Cam Thomas, who's averaging 24.7 points a game, he's hurt. Not going to be playing. 18.4 points a game. Dennis Schroeder was traded to the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
So right there on their squad, there's 42 points right there, and then another 8 points for Zaire Williams, who can't play.
Wow.
That's 50 points that would normally they would score that's going to have to somehow come off the bench and help them. Now the game is in Brooklyn, which means there will be people killed outside of the building. But other than that, the Cavaliers and Max Strus is not playing again. And
oh God.
And this is strange because they kept saying, well, he's ready to go. He's ready to
go.
go. And he was ready to go out the door. I don't know. He's not playing. And nobody's talking about why, except now they're saying, well, the next 2 games are going to be in Cleveland, and they didn't want to drag him out there on the road to New York. And, he'll be back, for the home stand and all that.
Well, I'm looking at Bleacher Report preview, and it's got Bogdanovich out as well.
Yes, Bogey is out. That's correct.
Out as well? That's another 15, 20 points off the bench.
Yeah, and that's interesting that I'm not seeing his name up
Well,
here.
then maybe, let's see, Bleacher Report is not 100% reliable.
This is ESPN, and I don't know why Bogdanovich is not listed up here. That's interesting. But, he's out. So they're hurting puppies right now.
So I'm going to go with the 10.5 points. Yeah.
Well, I don't do the gambling thing. I don't.
For me to watch the game, I have to choose something for a couple of pounds. And that way,
as far as the Cavaliers are concerned, the game time decision, and I'm not sure if this has been decided, but I would imagine that they're going to spare the unicorn to not play on the road as well.
He should. It says day to day on this thing, but I wouldn't believe that.
Well, whenever it's an ankle, better to err on the side of caution than to get him out there and make it worse. And Evan Mobley is an important piece of the puzzle for the Cavaliers, and we play much worse without him on the floor. But that's going to be a game time decision, and we'll see about that.
Well, I tell you who was awful the last time we played was both Sam Merrill and Dean Wade. They couldn't.
Yes,
they were airballing from Ashtabula. I mean, they were like stinky as stinky could be, man.
Yeah, I mean it's they're for Sam. It's been difficult. He just looks like he's rushing his shot, and
well, yeah, he doesn't look set. If that's what you mean, I mean, he doesn't look comfortable and set when he shoots.
And who is the other one you were mentioning?
Dean Wade.
Oh, well, Dean Wade is playing his way off the team. I mean, he's shooting 26%.
Is that what he's
from the floor? I'm not kidding.
Wow.
He's, I mean,
from
the free throw line, he's missing free throws left and right.
Right. I'm calling up the stats from the game against the Wizards. Dean Wade, 1 of 8 field goals, 0 of 7 from 3-point, and missed a free throw, and had 2 fouls.
Yep.
By the way, I want to say something non-Cavs, but related to their previous opponent. Yeah. The Wizards might be the worst team I've ever seen play the game of basketball.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Horrible. They're so bad.
They're pretty horrible.
Oh, Jordan Poole just chucking up shots left and right.
Oh, I know. That guy is the ultimate chucker. My
goodness. That game was a violent game, too. I mean, the Wizards were fouling like crazy. How they didn't get more flagrant fouls than they did?
Well, what else could they do? I mean, I don't know who these players are. They're trying to make a name for themselves.
Bilal Coulibaly.
Coulibaly. Yeah.
Great name.
Well, he was the only one scoring
points. 27 points. Yeah, he got 27.
Yeah, but I mean, it's that team is bad, and there was no design to what they were doing on the floor offensively.
That looked like a playground. That looked like an Ohio State intramural team, which I know all about. With no coaching whatsoever.
It was an ugly game all the way around.
That was a horrific game.
And Cleveland plays like they did, they'll lose tonight if they play like that.
We were down like 9 points going into the halftime, and then we magically got on a 9-point run to sort of tie it up. But we looked absolutely dead in the second quarter of that game.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just you've got games coming up, and you're looking ahead, and it's a long season, and a lot of things can happen. Ron is asking, is this Allen's night? Oh, what a night. But it's not Allen's night because he don't play right. The guy is soft.
Yeah.
He's soft. And it hasn't been Allen's night for some time. And if you watch the last show, you know that I would put him on the trading block.
Yeah.
But you got to get something valuable in return when you give up a guy like that. So, I can tell you that you're not going to go deep in the playoffs with Jared Allen. Not going to do that. He is just not going to show up. He's not motivatable. And, that's an ongoing problem.
I'll tell you who's turned it around is Jimmy Haslam's Milwaukee Bucks lately. I think it's because they got Chris Middleton back. I watched some of that game against the Hawks, the Cup game, and they actually look kind of formidable at the moment.
Well, I mean, everyone figured they would be. But again, it's coming. Giannis is already 30 years old, right? Yeah. And you got Middleton, who's no kid.
No.
And whether these people will hold up physically, that's another issue. You're seeing the decimation of the 76ers because the players are all falling apart
They're all dead.
physically.
They're like the Browns' offensive line.
Yep. You can always tell when guys are reaching the end of the line, and it's happening to LeBron, with Anthony Davis over in Los Angeles. You just can't stay on the floor for any protracted amount of time. So that's going to be an ongoing story for the Milwaukee Bucks if they have to step it up and use a lot of energy to get themselves where they want to be positioned for the playoffs. The question is, will their bodies hold up? The same thing is true of the New York Knicks. I mean, you're looking at the Knicks, and if you look at that, and I'll pull up my...
Yeah, Brunson looked absolutely shattered the game I saw the other day. I watched the...
Well,
Knicks and Hawks,
this is what happens. I mean, it's... I'm just going to throw up the standings here. But if you're looking conference-wise, the Knicks are now up to number 3 with a 16-10 record.
Yeah,
and they have gone 7-3 in their last 10. But if you take a look at the minutes those players,
you drill down on their games, and you go,
And they're saying, well, we're going to get Mitchell Robinson back and all that. But Thibodeau will run these people into the ground. And the thing is, yes, they can beat somebody in the first round, but it's about going deeper. And the Cavaliers, if they want to go deeper, have to find a team leader who has been there and done that. And it's not going to be LeBron James, who is acknowledged to the world that he's having foot problems. And
he's got Nick Chubb.
Yeah, he's dealing with a sore, chronically sore foot. Mm-hmm. And these are the things that happen to 40-year-old players. And and Anthony Davis isn't even on the floor playing. So I don't think that you want to find somebody who has some experience as far as playing, getting a little bit of burn in important games on this Cavaliers roster. I think it's really important. And
when is the trading deadline?
I'm not the expert on that. What I know is that our
it's like the middle of February or something.
Yeah, it's down the road. The coach, Kenny Atkinson, does not have the coaching experience of going deep into the playoffs. So they need somebody who can really shipshape these guys on the floor as well as on the sideline. So that's kind of what that is. And the Miami Heat are at 13-10. The Milwaukee Bucks are now right behind them at 14-11. And there's the Cavaliers and the Celtics, basically alone at the Cavs won 7 of their last 10, and the Celtics 8 of their last 10. Go ahead.
I'm not impressed with the Celtics all that much because they're relying on Peyton Pritchard and the other clown they got to pump in about 23-pointers every day. And when they go cold, and they will go cold at some point, they're going to start losing. And I'm not buying the Celtics. All they have to do is get Brown or Tatum, have an off night, and they're going to start losing games. They got beaten the cup by, I think, the Bucks. Bucks beat them, and I think the Hawks might beat them.
And that cup is such a waste of time.
Well, it's the NBA's got to try something new, and they're all regular season games anyway. So they're the only game that gets added to the schedule is the final. So it really if it's more, they're trying to make it European. So I'm trying to do something.
Let's see if I'm gotta reset my screen here. All right. So what do I think is going to happen tonight? I think the Cavaliers are going to be in for a struggle, and but I think that they'll come out ahead and come back to Cleveland and hopefully get themselves healthy. And we'll see if the bench can start doing what they were doing before. We're having a problem we knew that Ty Jerome wasn't going to continue playing. We were talking about Vinsanity, and that seems to be.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day. I mean, I think they figured him out. He's just not getting the minutes either now. He's probably still sick. I mean, he had that bug that everybody had 2 weeks ago.
He's arming everything. Everything's off the front of the rim. I can tell you that. And then that might indicate some
he
kind
might be sick. They have to, they probably half the team probably had some flu COVID type thing going on.
But we need him though to produce off the bench, and we need Niang to hit outside shots. And because I just don't think that Dean Wade is up to it.
No, he wasn't up to it. I mean, I can look up what he did the other night against the Wizards. Okoro was 4 of 8, and was 3 of 4 from 3-pointers.
That's right.
The one shooting. So Okoro was shooting. Levert got a million fouls called for him, so he went to the line about half a dozen times. And Niang went 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3.
Yeah,
so
which is fine for him, because you're not going to get much defensively out of him, so you got to get something offensively out of him. And Levert hasn't been quite as effective. Of course, I don't think that he's ever going to shoot 48.6% from 3 for a season.
Yeah, you're not. I know you're not a Levert fan, but I think he's probably the most consistent guy. If you're looking for 12 points a game from somebody, he will give you 12 points a game. He's not going to give you 20, and he's not going to give you 5. He's going to give you.
He can go to the basket, and he can occasionally get hot from the outside
and get fouled a lot.
You need bench points, and right now, we're not getting that in the quantity that we were getting it earlier in the season. So, we'll see if we can have a comeback game from our bench. But I'm done with what I have to say, and
we don't play again until Friday, I think.
Right. Sure. I mean, this is it's all because that stupid play-in tournament, which is so stupid. I don't know what the point of it is, but it's fucking the schedule up, and it's going to congest the schedule after this whole thing, and players are going to go down with big-time injuries playing back-to-back kinds of games.
Oh, yeah, we got like 3 games in 5 days again, on the weekend, on Christmas.
Yeah, so who knows? All right. Well, thank you, Bronk. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you guys holding my hoof during the program.
Man.
Wow, I love a silly show, don't I? I love all the silly voices and the New York guy and all that shit. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to laugh, man. I mean, if you take the Browns too seriously, you might as well stop living, because you have no hope.
That would be the greatest telestrator, would be the New York guy.
The New York guy. Right there.
He would take John Madden's role as being the czar of the telestrator, right? And it would be, it's like, so this fucking asshole here.
It'd be great if
trying to get to the middle of the field and drag the pattern over the middle of the field. And you know something? It's a fucking drag, all right, because he's a slowpoke. The motherfucker can't run.
They should have an adult commentary version of the NFL. Like they got the Nickelodeon, they got the Simpsons version, they got the Slime. They should have like an adult version that's like for 18 plus, where the commentators just swear like, "What the fuck was that play? Did you just see?"
Why don't we go all the way and do like a gay one?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets considered in this thing.
Yep, well, why not?
Now that's a tight end.
That's a tight end.
Oh my God.
He's so hot.
He dropped it. We really need this.
Oh, but I think the over 18s commentary would people would fucking watch that. That would be hilarious. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning into this edition of Moohead Radio. I'm sure you're sorry you did. We'll be back
We wasted an hour of your life, and you were watching this.
Yeah, well, I'm older than you are, so I'm wasting my time faster than y'all are. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back again end of the week on Friday. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads, and go Cavs. Good night.
Go Cavs.